All right. Well, tonight we're going to show you what I think is the most exciting opportunity to come along in maybe 50 years. And I say that because if I were to ask the audience here, how many people have ever tried opportunity, most people could raise their hand. But if I change that question to say, how many people have tried an opportunity and have made at least $500 a month, all of a sudden the number of hands goes way down because most people don't make that. And that doesn't even include their ownerships for their service or product in whatever company they're in. So folks, here's what happens. The average person can put in 2.8 people per year in an opportunity. And that's just not enough to make you any money. So when you start that opportunity, you got excited, you loved what you had or you wouldn't have joined. And you start to bring people on to meetings or however it's done, and you get two or three people to join you in your opportunity. But after 3 or 4 months of making no money, what happens? They quit on you. They drop out. Why? They weren't making any money, right? So if we were to show you a way to bring people into your opportunity and make money with just a few people that are your personals, but nobody dropped out, you could build an organization that would never quit on you. Everybody wins, nobody loses. So that's what we're going to introduce you tonight. This is called This Alpes, and we're in the business of changing lives, right? Average people's lives, not the big hitters and the whales out there, average people. So what is This Alpes? It's the brainchild labor of love that was created over the past 4 years by a few close friends. But here's the difference. Their aim was to help average people create a substantial life-changing income in a relatively short period of time. Folks, I'm gonna make a broad statement. Okay? This Alps will put more money in people's hands faster than any legit opportunity on the planet. I want to repeat that. More money in people's hands faster than any legit opportunity on the planet. Okay? Now I'm going to do a disclaimer here because I'm not a financial planner, financial advisor. The information I'm going to present is not intended to be financial advice. Should not be considered as much. If you need to seek financial advice, consult a licensed financial services professional. The examples of earnings here are going to be purely examples of perfect math. Okay? The parameters are as such, if we lived in a perfect world, the numbers are never perfect. Okay? What you do is individual earnings are strictly based on the individual effort and the circumstances that will vary from one individual to the next. So, what do we have and what do we do? Our products. We have very high quality products. Affordable cost for purchasing those products. Excellent quality price ratio. You can save up to as much as 70% on some products off of their current prices in the market. You have the possibility of offering your own products if you're in that business where you have access to or produce such. Cash back on every purchase from the community members. Now we're gonna dwell rather deep in that, so bear with me and hold your questions to the very end. So beyond high quality products, Alpes will be introducing an exclusive shopping mall, deeply discounted products. Now, I'm going to stop right here and kind of qualify that. We're going to start with approximately 200 plus products to start with and add around 100 products a month. We have 3 compensation plans. We're going to talk about 2 of them right here, and then we'll cover what I call the meat and potatoes. Now, unlike most companies, the three compensation plans are built with the exact same people. Three compensation plans. Write it down. 1, 2, 3. We're going to talk about the mirror 2x20 force matrix and the unilevel first. Okay? So, for those of you that don't know what a force 2x20 is, you have two people on your first level, four on your second, eight on your third, 16 and 32 in your first five levels, all the way down 20 levels. Okay? And we'll break that down in specifics in just a few minutes. A unilevel is different. A unilevel doesn't have a width restriction. So that means your personally sponsored people will all go on your first level. They're personally sponsored on your second and all the way down 5 levels. Now, when you see 50% here, that's a 50% matching bonus of whatever they make. Half of their check, 50%, is a matching bonus. Folks, when we start to break down how the money works, you're gonna be shaking in your skirts and your trousers, okay? Because this can become monstrous alone all by itself. Now, to qualify for all commissions, everyone must make at least one monthly purchase of any price. It's not an auto ship, folks. It could be a $5 product or it could be a $500 product. It makes no difference. It still qualifies you for all commissions. Now, I want you to imagine that our membership base grows into the millions and you're earning a commission from everyone beneath you in your matching bonus and your unilevel. We want you to see the videos on the site. They'll break down each one of these matrices and compensation plans into specifics. We're going to be doing an overview here tonight. So now let's break things down into a usable platform that doesn't complicate it for you, okay? We're going to keep things as simple as possible, okay? Now, you notice up here points of the Alpes. You see a 20 there, right? I'm going to cover that, and I hope I don't forget it, but we have in our, what I call meat and potatoes compensation, what we call Alpes points. Those go right into the mirror 2x20. Okay? It's like $20 going in there and divided. But what I want to show you is how this works. Okay? As far as products, as far as every part of it. So when somebody comes in, there's three ways to come in. Actually two, but basically we're going to talk about three positions, three ways that it works. When most people come in, the majority of them, we pay $120 one time. And I'm going to break that down and explain it. But out of that $100 goes into commissions, $20 in points comes over here to the mirror to help fund the products and bring your commissions up. Okay? So that $20 is divided by 2. Okay? So $10 is returned over 20 levels or 50 cents a level in the 2x20 mirror. The other $10 is divided in 5 generations. Remember what we talked about matching pay. Generation 1, 50% of their pay. The other $10 is only going into 5 generations and not 20. Okay? Now, another way to look at this, and this will become real clear once you see the online videos that cover this particular part of the compensation plan. But for an example, if we have a product, and I'll give you one I'm familiar with. There's a product that the company has a contract with. On the market, it sells for $59.95 plus shipping. Okay, plus the shipping. Now, this Alps has a contract for $30 and they still have to ship it. There's no additional cost to us. So if I were to ask you, and I will put it into the store for about $50, right? $50. Now it's $10 cheaper than the retail out there without the shipping. So if it cost us 30, we sell it for 50, how much profit? Again, we're back to $20. The numbers work the same way, right? $10 returned over 20 levels, and the other 10 goes into your 5 generations of referrals. Okay? So, same situation for steps 3, 4, and 5, except the money coming from the points of Alps goes up 30, 40, and 50. That goes right into the 2 by 20 immediately. Okay? Now, notice that the 2 by 20 matrix, our primary matrix we haven't got to, pays immediately. And we're going to cover that. Okay? So, let's kind of move on. Now, we're going to cover all of this too, but in more detail. So give me a minute. So, here we are. You have 3 possible scenarios. Okay? 3 possible scenarios. The first one, it will be kind of rare, but it's a good deal for anybody that comes in and does that. There's going to be people that you talk to that want no part of an online opportunity. They've been burnt to the toast. They just won't do it. But they love shopping and they love deals, right? So they can pay $20 a month and $9 for the back office, right? They receive the Alps points and the 50% back on the 20 levels in what we call our credits towards the store. In other words, it's not cash, but they go back to them as a store credit, right? A store credit. So they participate in the matrix and they accumulate every month these $50 in store credits for every 2 people who reach their first level from what we call spillover or overflow, right? Overflow or spillover. Think of it this way. Think of yourself in that place where you're paying $20 a month, $9 for your back office, and you're getting $300, $400, $500, $1,000 a month in store credits that you can use for whatever you want to buy in that high-end stuff. Do you think that's a good deal for somebody who wants to be a customer? You bet. Okay. Now the next level is for people just coming in. They pay $120 plus their $9 for the back office, right? So here's what happens. They haven't sponsored anybody. See, no sponsorship yet. They're just getting started. They just first in. So what happens for them? They'll receive $50 in online credit for any 2 people that reach their first level from the spillover or overflow. The other 50 goes back to the sponsor who created the overflow, right? Now, to create that overflow or sponsorship, you must be an ambassador. What's that mean? Well, that means you paid $120 to come in and you sponsored your first person, right? So you receive $50 from the people that are attached to it and 50 as the sponsorship. So you got $100 basically right there, right? So now, we want to touch on this for a second. Yes, you have a 2 by 20. But when we talk about this, initially, you're going to get paid on the first 10 levels. You haven't qualified for 11 or 12 or all the way to 20. So how do we qualify? Okay, we're going to go in greater detail where you can visually see it in a little bit, right? But this ambassador who qualified on their first level now can get paid on 12 instead of 10, right? Now, if they qualify for their next upgrade, right, to their second level, it's going to break 13 and 14 out. The third level upgrade will break out 15, 16. When they get all the way down to the fifth level upgrade, which is our first 5 levels, it's going to break it down through 20 levels. They're now qualified all the way to the top. They haven't done anything except what we're already supposed to be doing. It's a natural progression, folks. Okay? So, we want to talk about some quick points, and then we're going to get into what we call the meat and potatoes. For me, it's the meat and potatoes. Now, I do want to back up and say one thing. Let me back up before I do that. The mall potential income. I want to share this with you. Remember what's happening here. The Alpes points 20, 30, 40, 50 are all going into this pool, right? So if you have, and you've broken all your levels open all the way down to 20, which everybody that desires to get there is going to get there. I want to tell you, it took me a week to have over 100 people to qualify. I would qualify for this in my first week, right? 14 weeks later, I'm sitting at 2,500 people. But we're going to use the number of 1,000 for simple math, okay? I didn't realize right away. I looked at this with kind of my nose in the air and said, well, it's okay money, it'd be good. But I didn't realize how much money. And somebody said to me, you know, Gary, there's going to be people make more money off the mall than they will with the other compensation plans. I said, what? I said, how could that be? And then they explained it to me. Because all the altcoin is going in here and you have all the purchases, the average purchase is going to be somewhere around $5 commission on all the levels. So if you have 1,000 people, folks, you can do the math. 1,000 times 5 is what? That's a monthly income based off of other people's buying, not your own. I hope that's real clear. So here's the quick key points. Pay real close attention for me. Unlike other deals, you're paying monthly for some product or service, right? We're going to show you how to do a one-time $129 out of your pocket that'll earn you an amazing monthly long-term income. No auto-ship. All monthlies and upgrades come out of your profits, and they're totally optional, right? Totally optional. We're an international company. Currently, I've got in my group of 2,500 plus, 33 different countries represented right now. Okay? Now, we have a universal digital product that can increase in value at no additional cost. Right? That's our Alps coin, or our Alps points, I'm sorry. No one drops out of this deal, folks. No one. And you're going to see that coming up real soon. Why no one drops out? Now, credit card and debit card, any country that uses credit and debit card, you can use ACH or direct deposit. Countries that do not use credit or debit, we can use USDC, which is a stable coin. Okay, it's tied to the US dollar. Now, we're paid daily by ACH, okay? Or USDC or debit card, which is going to come very shortly. And we'll talk about the debit card a little bit. Now, pay close attention. You must be 18 years or older and know your customer will be done. What do I mean by that? Well, that means you can only take one position in the company. You cannot stack LLCs and EINs you have financial interest in. Cannot do it, not worth it, don't do it. Screenshots of earnings are considered enticement. They're not allowed. It's also illegal in many countries. Don't do it, folks. It's just not worth it. Now, sticking with the deal, following our lead, we'll see your income increase almost automatically over time. And you're about to see that. All right, let's get down to the nitty and the gritty. Okay? We have what we call a forced 2x20 matrix. What does that mean? Well, that means we build in multiples of twos. Level 1 has only 2 spots. Level 2 has 4. Level 3 has 8, and so on and so forth. Okay? Each of us will have our own 2x20 when we join. Okay? So they're overlapping. You're working as a team to build the 2x20. It's not done by one person. And you'll get a good picture of that in just a minute. So when we come in to join the company, we put $129 in, folks. That's it. $129. 120 is what's being paid, and 9 goes to your back office. That pays for your back office. You get $10 in Alpes points, which are going to go over to the mall, into your mall bank. Okay? Every 30 days, we're going to be paying that 129. Okay? Every 30 days. Now, my job is to go out. I've got 2 spots on my first level. So I'm going to go find 2 people. All right? And once I do that, the company's going to pay me $100 per person. Folks, I don't know about you, but 200 is more than I spent the 129 on. Am I in profit? Technically speaking, am I in profit? Am I pulling anything out of my pocket? No. But now I can upgrade to my next level. 200? Well, the price of the upgrade is 200. I broke even now, but I'm just getting started. So my job now is to help my 2 people get their 2 people, which is 4, right? Now, the math's going to sound a little crazy here, right? But now, when I get my 4 people, the company's going to pay me $600, right? $600, right? Now, how much have I got going out? I've got 200 and 129, right? So I've got 329 going out, but I made a few $100 already, profit. I can see it. So my job changed. Now I'm going to help my 4 people on this level get their 2 people, right? Most of them will do this real quick on their own, but I'm going to figure a way to help them. I want to speed this up, right? So when I help my 4 people get their 2, which is 8 people, my upgrade for that level is 330. But, folks, pay attention. The company's going to give me $1,400 now, right? $1,400, right? Have I got your attention yet? Folks, if I take all my expenses out, all of them, 330, 200, that's 530, 660 out of 1,400, folks. I'm making somewhere around $800 a month. Is that more than 85% make in their online business opportunity out there? You bet you that's more, right? That's more money. That's net. I'm already 800 net, right? Past my expenses. I'm not showing you gross. So now I'm going to help 8 people get their 2 people, 16 people, right? My upgrade. Now this is a monthly expense, but it's coming out of profits. It's not coming out of my pocket, folks. My credit card's not in the system anymore. I didn't keep it there. All right? You can take your credit card, tear it up, put it away, pull it out of your back office, anything you want to do, don't matter. Right? So my upgrade here is 440, level 4. It's my new monthly expense for that level. Okay? Because it's going to come out every 30 days out of my profits. Okay? So now they're going to pay me $3,000 on that level. $3,000 on that level, right? Am I starting to make a little money, folks? You betcha. I'm making enough now. I'm starting to change my lifestyle. I'm going out to restaurants or doing things over the weekend that I hadn't been able to do before. Inflation was a booger. Don't think it wasn't on most people. So now, folks, here's where we're getting into the real meat and potatoes. I'm going to help my 16 get their 32 people. My expense for that level is at $550 a month. But as soon as I do it, that's $6,200 the company's going to pay me. Now, we're going to have a little fun with this, folks. My total expenses, monthly expenses, because it's now a monthly expense, is $1,649. Seems like a lot of money, right? But if I add all this up, my gross income is $11,400 a month minus $1,649, right? $1,649. That means I net $9,751 a month net profit, my take-home pay, folks. Now, this is for the first 5 levels. Now, if I'm in profit, am I ever going to quit? Am I ever going to leave? Am I ever going to fall out? No. Now, here's what happens if somebody in your downline, because I want to cover this, I want you to know how this works. Let's say you get somebody wherever they fall within your matrix. And after the first 30 days, they haven't brought in their 2 people. They haven't brought in 1. Maybe they're in the hospital and you helped them out. They signed up and then they got put in the hospital and they didn't do anything, right? What happens to them? Because there's no income over here for the company to take the 129 out. Here's what happens, folks. The matrix compresses over them for that month. It gives you another 30 days to help them out. And you're going to want to help them out. They're going to help you by you helping them. Why? We're going to show you why in a little bit. It's important to make sure your people progress through the upgrades. And they have to have 2 personally sponsored to do that. Okay? So, there's 2 other upgrades we'll talk about. We don't talk about the numbers very often. They get astronomical, but we'll show you the potential of it. So, when you get down to your 5th level, you're already popping people in your 6 through 10, right? 6 through 10. And maybe you haven't upgraded because that upgrade's $1,100. You've got 9,751 coming in over here, right? Do you think 1,100 is going to be a struggle coming out of your profits? Not really. But maybe you popped in 8 or 10, 12 people already into your 6 through 10 and you haven't upgraded. In most companies, this is what we call slippage. The company reaches down and grab all that money and keep it for themselves. You're not qualified for it, so they're going to keep it. We don't do that. We put it in a reserve bank until you do the upgrade. It's your money. Now, folks, I swear I have never seen another company that was this fair to the people, to the members. Okay? Now, there's one other upgrade currently available, 11 through 20. Now, this is annual. So even though you get paid instantly or daily on all the people that fall here, every year it starts over and you get paid again. But the 11 through 20 is a lifelong. You get paid one time. The numbers are too astronomical for you to get your head wrapped around. Okay? Too astronomical for you to get your head wrapped around. Now, the way that I've been building this is one way. There's two ways to build this. For me, I only took personally sponsored 2 people. I gave away an awful lot of people. I won't go into the numbers to help my team all get their 2 and be qualified. However, once you have your 5th level full, if you copy my model, then you take and use your link again and start sponsoring. We're going to tell you why in just a second. Because those people you personally sponsored that fall in the 6 through 10, 11 through 20 are worth $5,300 a month to you. It's also worth another $300 up, 3 sponsorship levels up. Your sponsor, your sponsor's sponsor, and your sponsor's sponsor all get $100 for your personally sponsors that didn't fall in the first 5. Okay? So these numbers get kind of crazy. And you'll see that if you take the time to build this. Okay? Folks, I'm going to tell you, somebody told me a long time ago that even 500 extra a month would have kept 75, 80% of the foreclosures from being foreclosed on people. That much of a difference that was saved 70% of the housing foreclosures that take place. That's an astronomical number. But here you have a chance to take and help average people make a serious income that will change their life forever. So let's move on to the next screen. So I want you to write these numbers down. And we're going to break all this stuff down for you so it's real simple and easy to understand. We're going to talk about the first 5 levels. So you write 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And across from that, we're going to have you write 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. All right? And off to one side, I want you to write the number 62 and circle it. 62 and circle it. Why 62? That's the total number of people within your first 5 levels. They're married to you. They stay with you forever. Okay? So let's see how this will come. If I take 62 people, right, this total, if I said, how much is that time 100? It'd only be $6,200 total. It wouldn't be 11,400, right? It wouldn't be a net of $9,751. So how do we come up with these numbers? Most people look at this and they scratch their head. It don't make sense, right? So let's see if we can figure it out. So remember we had you write the numbers on the paper. So for me, on my first level is Robert and Bob. Now Robert and Bob, being on my first level, are going to upgrade 5 times. Remember, there's 5 upgrades. And every time they upgrade, it's worth $100 each. right? To me. But the people that are Bob's two and Robert's two first people, four people, are only going to upgrade four times for me. Why? Well, because they've only got four levels. Their fifth level is my sixth. And remember, that's a different pay structure, right? So my third level, eight people times three. Fourth, they're going to upgrade twice. That's it. And my fifth level's only going to upgrade one time, right? Because why? There are two people are on my sixth, right? So we're going to see how the math works. But if we go 2 times 5 times 100, Bob and Robert are worth $1,000 a month to me. Their two people on each are worth $1,600 to me. My third level's worth $2,400 a month. My fourth level's worth $3,200 a month. And my fifth level is $3,200, right? Folks, I don't know about you. That's a lot of money. It will change your life. No matter what it takes you and how much work it takes you to get there. It took me a week to have 100 people, not 62. Okay? We're now beyond 2,500 in 14 weeks. That's amazing. My head still spins when I think about it. So let's see how the math works. 1,000, 16, 24, 32, 32. There's that 11,400 again, folks. And when I take my expenditures, 129, 200, 330, 440, 550, 1649, subtract it, 9,751. Almost $10,000 there, folks. Now, remember, you have two optional upgrades. Nobody can force you to do it, but I sure can't picture why you wouldn't. So you want to make sure that, and I'm going to tell you a little story right here that I want you to really pay attention to, please. Because it's going to happen. Somewhere down the line, it's going to happen. You're going to come along and somebody's going to say, turn around to the wife and just in pure amazement, and they go to their back office and there's $5,000 sitting in there. And they're going to turn to the wife and say, Shirley, we got $5,000. We had never seen that. We had never saved that. What do you say we go to Vegas for the weekend? We can buy the airline ticket, the motel, and have a lot of money and have a lot of fun. Boom. And they go, they spend the money, they have a good time, they come back broke. But here's the problem, folks. They didn't leave the 1649 in there for the automatic upgrades or for the upgrades. And now they're going to miss a whole month's commission because they didn't leave it in there. Oops, sorry about that. So now Bob has a better answer, and I like his answer better. Look, leave 2,000 in there. Take 3,000 and go have a good time if that's what you want to do. But make sure you save enough in there in your back office to cover your expenses. Look, if you're in business, you're going to have expenses, okay? You're going to have expenses, okay? This has expenses, but it's coming out of your profits, not out of your pocket. Okay, now we're going to go back and it'll make a lot more sense now you can see how the numbers work, okay? So you now have turned a 129 initial purchase into a monthly income that you can count on every month. Now remember, you have your monthly upgrades that are coming out. You can set on automatic if you'd like. Automatic. Or you can leave it on manual. But I'm telling you, automatic so much better. You won't miss out on commissions. So be sure you set aside when you want to take advantage of it, the 1,100 annual or the one-time lifetime 2,100. So we're going to have a debit card. And I want to talk about the debit card for just a minute. We're going to have a rebate, 1.5% every time you use the card. But I want you to think a little different. If I withdraw 20,000 of my earnings right directly into my bank, I'm going to get a nasty gram from the IRS wanting to know where the money come from. Okay? Or they're going to watch me like a real close. Okay? As an option, I could load the 20 grand or more onto my debit card, pay all my bills, and pay my taxes at the end of the year and not worry about the IRS breathing down my neck. But more important, and most people hadn't thought about this, I get to make 1.5% on my earnings. Now, normally, you have the opposite. You got fees to pull your money and move it. Instead of me having fees, I'm going to get paid 1.5% just for using it to pay my bills. Okay? That might sound trivial, but that's a lot of money. Okay? Doesn't sound like much, but it'll add up quick. I get excited just thinking about it. So, folks, time to start your business. If you're on this call, if you're not excited by now, I don't know what's ever going to excite you. Okay? We're here to help each other succeed. Okay? No one left behind. Ever heard that before? If I were to ask you if you've ever been in business and your upline or other people left you out as a dry prune on the end of the branch ready to drop off and die, most people would raise their hand and say, I've been there, right? We're here to help you succeed. Every Saturday, Bob and I and Robert, we do a training to teach you how to bring people into your business. Not chase people. We don't chase anyone. We attract people. We bring people into the fold naturally. If you chase people, you're going to be in the NFL club. No friends left. Your family will run away from you. Okay? Alone, we go faster, but together we go farther. That's the strength of our community. So we want you to get back with the person that shared this opportunity with you. Get back with them today, folks. Join us. Change your life, right? No matter what your goal is, find your why you're wanting to do it, and we'll help you get there. With that, we wish you a great night, and we'll see you on the inside.